Hello everybody, Average Gamer here, and welcome to an episode of Stonehearth Mod Spotlight. So in this episode, we're going to be looking at the Archipelago mod, in association also with the better, I believe it's the better sorting mod, which we're going to get into first. So the better sorting mod gives you basically better options when it comes to sorting your materials. What we're going to do is we're going to go into the designated zones. We're going to click our primary storage location, and you'll see we have, I think it's better stockpile mod or something like that. But you can see here, we can actually filter out all the different items a lot better. I think this is way better. You get light armor, heavy armor, clothing, for example. I have some bad guys approaching from over here. Let's just deal with them real quick. Kabunk. So yeah, overall, I like this mod. It's just a very simple mod. Just adds extra filter options. Later on, when you build other buildings, which I'm going to try to show you momentarily, it makes things a lot easier. You can filter your buildings a lot better. You can modify your stuff a lot better. When you have specialized buildings, for example, you can do things. Now, one thing I'll notice is I'm clicking all of these trees and manually cutting them down. The reason for that, I'm going to leave these ones up, is because if you try to harvest, so this is a regular tree, these ones are palm trees, which is one of the new additions. We're going to highlight over and say, I want you to harvest all of this, please. Kabunk. You'll notice these ones actually have a harvest around here, and this one has the chopping down. Palm trees give you, I don't think we saw it, there we go, coconuts for food. Very nice little thing. There is also oysters. You can collect oysters for food. There is little seashells as well added to the game, which is a nice little touch. And if we're lucky, I don't know if we can see it, if there's any on this map or not. If you're lucky, you can also raid and look into crashed boats. There's no damaged boats on this map from the looks of it. They're usually on this little area. There it is, right there. So, there's a wrecked boat. We can harvest it for wood and gold. You just harvest it like you normally would harvesting something, and it gives you some gold and gives you some wood, which is really good. Overall, I really enjoy this mod. I would like to say there's one other thing I wouldn't mind seeing on it, is maybe some sort of pre-built, dilapidated fortification. It really makes you think about how you're going to design. Close that there. Design your town, because there's a lot of multi-leveled stuff. Like this actually area here would have been really nice because it's really nice and flat, and I could have flattened out all this. What I'm actually doing for mine, here's my plan is, I'm actually digging in here right now, but the plan is to actually go up here and slowly slice away this entire hill. Whoa. Whoa. That, I have no idea why, but all of a sudden my mouse is getting all squirrely here. There we go. Yeah, my zoom was all messed up there for a second. But yeah, so I really like the new mod. The new trees are good. Well, there's not a boat right there. I never even noticed that. I like it. I like the fact that you also have to think a lot better, because everything, or a lot more, because everything's on different levels now. So there's multiple different building levels and all that stuff. So you have to kind of think about how you're going to build your town, how you're going to design it around all these different multiple layers and stuff. And of course, it comes with its own archipelago building levels. There's a small boat you can build, a beach house, a pirate ship, an open house. I use this one a lot up here, and a tower. Tower obviously really good for defense. And obviously the open house, I actually build this the most. Now, clay is used in a lot of the buildings in this one, I will tell you now. But clay you get a lot more often. So somewhere in this game, it's been modified, or in this version of the map, that you get clay a lot more. As you can see, I got tons of it. I like that. I like the fact that it's modified things for you, so it makes it a lot easier. And to be honest with you, I find myself doing things like this a lot more. Designing, buildings and where I'm going to put them and stuff like that. And I'll show you right now. We'll do an open house. As you can see, quite the nice little get up. Now, one of the things I do with these things. Oh, actually, let's before that, let's get some of these trees out of the way. So remember, palm trees give you food if you go to harvest. If you want to actually cut them down, you have to manually cut them down. Then they give you a decent amount of wood. And when you cut them down, they still give you a little bit of food if there is food on there. So if you harvest them and then cut them down, that won't give you any food. If you just cut them down, they'll give you whatever food is on them. Which in my eyes is pretty good. Nice little, we'll say, balance part of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to build ourselves an open house. Now, with one of these new houses, obviously, one of the things I like to do is I actually like to use these houses here as like actual businesses. What I mean by businesses, I mean like, as my my wood, my carpenter, my blacksmith, and all that stuff, because their tools can fit perfectly in this area. So what I've been doing is been going into edit and removing a few things. For example, this little box here, don't need that. Can remove this, that, and that. And all their tools and stuff can go right in here. I also do chests. So I turn this on. Here we go. And I'll put a couple chests in. And what I'll do is the chests that go here are their raw ingredients. And the chest that goes over here is usually... I can't usually put something on top. To put something on top, I'll usually go... yeah. Something that I know is... useless. Go here, go there again. There we go. Oh, come on. Don't be a ding. Alright, well, I'll just put it there instead. But anyway, so... you can... oh. Is this one? Yes, it is. Oh, actually, what if I did something like that and then try to put the chest there? Nah, it'll still go. Okay, never mind. But yeah, so you can actually sit back and actually design the building quite well. We're going to go into decorative stuff. I don't have any tools. Oh, I do have tools. I'm also going to say, because I'm going to make this the woodcutter. So I'm going to say, put the main, his first thing there, and his second tool, a little tool shed thing, put that there. So that way you can run in, grab the stuff there, and we're good to go. These things, you can actually click and drag, which makes them even better. So I can actually say, you know what, put that there. The door is there, so what if we actually went like that instead? Which is pretty good, right? And let's give him a bench to sit on. Right about there. Good. So we hit the button again. I still got to try to figure out how to get that to work properly. Shows you obviously all the stuff still. So we got click doors, park benches, windows, all that stuff. Yeah, of course we're going to start building. We're going to unpause and we're going to get going. So I really like the fact that you can really modify these. They all set up on stilts, which is good. So this is the first house. The second one is basically the first part of the house. And that's it. I usually put those like right next door. I'll use these for all my, say, workers, I guess. Non-workers, so like, people that actually don't have an actual job will utilize the other buildings. And overall, I think it gives a nice feel to the game now. It feels like the buildings now have more of a purpose other than just designing it real quick and kind of half-ass. I mean, I kind of half-ass my designs a little bit when it comes to some of these things, because the game itself, when it comes to this stuff, the buildings, I feel as though they give you all these different jobs for all your people, but that they give you just really basic buildings, and it's up to you to design your own buildings. And for someone like myself, who's not the most creative when it comes to these things, I find it hard to design a building. So this kind of helps me a lot with building design. I'm looking forward to, hopefully, fingers crossed, they incorporate some sort of Steam Workshop ability where we can then download mods directly that way. Or even in some form or fashion, you know, like being able to download buildings, for example. Because right now, I feel as though the game is lacking in that department. Now, mind you, yes, the game is still in alpha. I mean, it's alpha 20. So the game's got tons of growth. But I'm talking about like long term, like maybe in a couple years. Or in a year. I don't know how much more into the development cycle this game's going to go. But I will tell you this. I'm loving this game. I'm loving specifically this mod. I like how it adds this tropical style and this tropical feel to the game, and the fact that your coconuts look like little tropical drinks. Where are they? Wow, did they eat them all already? Jesus, guys, there they are. How they look like little tropical drinks is just awesome. So kudos to the mod developer for this. And they're all bring it. There we go. So what I would do now. This is pretty much almost in place. With the new filtering system, I basically would say, okay, well, this one, I want it only to be construction and equipment. Which is perfect. Construction and equipment. Now, there would be one more additional option I would like here, and that would be to say carpenter. Like to have just the little logos on top. Just so I know, be like carpenter, you click it, and it automatically will let just the things the carpenter creates to go in this box. So basically have the carpenter only outputs going into these. Because what will happen is, as you have your businesses, or all your workers, like your blacksmith and all these guys along here, as they're building tools and equipment and armor and all that stuff, everything will be kind of intermixed between everybody, which is my only, we'll say, thing I don't like about this this mod. No. Crap, did I just tell it to... No, I didn't. Okay, good. And then this one. So what will happen here is that wood will only go to these ones here, and then whatever he outputs should go to that. Best way to do that is to do this. Done. You, and you. Oh, no. And you. Done. And then you, and you. Done. And then everything will slowly be formed over and moved into the new residence, so to speak. I like this new filter option. I like this mod. I don't think I could say too much praise. I just wish I would remember who made the two mods. I downloaded them a while ago, and I don't even remember what I downloaded them from. I just remember I downloaded them a long time ago. But overall, amazing mod. If you want to try it out, probably I'd say just Google just say Stonehearth mods Alpha 20. And it should pop up. Actually, let's try to find it right now. Stonehearth mods Alpha 20. Because I downloaded these because I wanted to do a mod a while ago. Oh, there we go. So we have the... Oh, crap. I just lost it. Where was it? There we go. This is the... The Better Stockpiles version 20. Or 0.20. Mod by Shinsaka? There we go. Yeah, like I said, my only big problem with it is the fact that, and that's my biggest problem with the stockpile in general, is there's no output option to say the output from the following worker only goes in this box. I would prefer something like that. Every time I click out of the window, it freezes. So we're Alpha 20 or Archipelago. I'm so spelling Archipelago wrong. I think this is it here, if I'm not mistaken. I believe this one is by someone named Wise 2007, I believe. No, Bruno Supremo. And it's the Archipelago map. So what happens is when you load it up, it gives you the usual options, temperate and desert. But this also gives you the third option of Archipelago. I have to admit, it's definitely one of my favorite things. So it gives you palm trees, papaya trees, Dresden and Samea trees, coconuts and papayas for food. I forgot the papayas. You get starfishes for decoration. Broken boats that can be broken down for wood and gold and silver. Oysters that can be harvested for pearls. Pearls can be harvested from oysters and can be basically sold. And that's about it. For crafting, you get the sandcastle at the potter's place, the tiki torch for the carpenter, and the pirate flag in the weaver's hut. New buildings, obviously, as I mentioned, were the pirate ship, the small boat, the small beach house, the open house, the little pier, and the little tower. Overall, I have to admit, I really, really enjoy this thing. I really like it. I think it has a ton of, we'll say, wow. Everything's just like going to going to craziness over here while I've got the game paused. There we go. So yeah, so it's a really good mod. Once again, it's made by Bruno Supremo. Just type in Archipelago mod. Stonehearth. The other one, as I said, is Better Stockpiles 020 or version 020. Also makes the game a lot easier. And yeah, so there we go. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next mod spotlight. If you have any mods that you want me to try, please send me leave a comment down below saying the name of the mod. Don't leave a link because it'll just flag your comment as spam or what have you. But yeah, so leave a comment, say the name of the mod, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Might be a while, but I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.